Hi everybody, hello, Noga. Episode 4. My favorite episode of the season so far, by far. By far. Oof. Did you like it?
Yeah, I did.
It felt like the good old days. So it was a bit rushed here and there, the arcs and stuff, but some politics, some consequences, actions, reactions. My 2 favorite things in the episode. First one, Missandei, God rest her soul. So, like most of the episode we were watching together, I was like, confirmed, my predictions. This one, no, I did not see her dying. I was kind of annoyed that she was taken prisoner as if to personify this struggle, but I did not see her losing her head like that. And when she said Dracarys, I was like, oh.
If you have any last words, now is the time.
Dracarys!
Missandei lost her actual head, and Daenerys is going to lose her metaphorical head. When she said Dracarys, it obviously insinuated to burn them all, noting that Daenerys will become the Mad Queen.
Confirmed.
Yes. I mean, now she has nothing to lose. She doesn't have Jorah, she doesn't have Missandei. Jon is,
flaking out on her.
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't know where that's going. She's alone. She feels like she's losing. She lost, of course, Rhaegal. And now she's got nothing to lose, and all hell is going to break loose.
Right. One bad day is all it takes to get her off the edge.
Wow, it's really sad. And also, we talked about the fact that, the words mad and mad. Yeah, that in British English, mad is like crazy. In American English, it's angry.
Right.
So there's like a connection here because, you can be like crazy with rage, And she is at this point where she's just, she gets beaten down from left to right. Everybody's annoying. No one's with her. And she doesn't trust also the people around her. We saw how she looked at Tyrion when he started approaching Cersei. There's this kind of she doesn't trust anyone, not even Jon, of course.
Yeah, and she's right not to.
Right. So this is like the narcissistic injury of I am the queen and nobody acknowledges that, nobody recognizes me. I will show them all, and I will burn them all.
I thought the Dracarys part was also great because Missandei, she's a foreigner in Westeros. What does she care if everybody burns there? She's like, burn them all, burn them all.
Dracarys!
If she were a Westerosi, I'm not sure she would Dracarys so quickly. So that kind of also strengthened Daenerys' feeling as being a foreigner in her own land.
Right.
My second favorite part of the episode was the bolts, the attack with the big crossbow on Rhaegal and on the ships. This seemed to me like a very clear preamble to cannons, right? It seemed like a more of a Renaissance, early modern period naval battle. This, I think, is a very strong indication that we are at the precipice of a big change in the political system, in the era. We are at the end of the Middle Ages, at the end of this feudal system, and one of the reasons and the catalysts to the change from the feudal system to the Renaissance and then the early modern period was the introduction of gunpowder. The new world technology with these cannons killed the old world, the dragon, the magic, the superstitions. These 2 moments, my favorite moments of the entire season, by far. Forgot to ask how you're feeling. You've been sick all week.
Should we tell the viewers, the truth about things?
In the Q&A video.
Okay.
In the Q&A video. Okay. Yeah. So a lot of confirmed things in this episode. Some were actually confirmed and some are soon to be confirmed. Queen Sansa, confirmed.
Not yet.
Not yet, but yet. She tells Tyrion.
What if there's someone else? Someone better.
We're meant to think, okay, she's talking about Jon, but she's actually talking about herself without knowing. Sansa betraying Jon, confirmed. Tyrion is going to betray Daenerys, confirmed. Varys is going to betray Daenerys, already done. Arya is going to end up as an exile.
I don't plan on coming back.
Neither do I.
Confirmed. Clegane, I guess, confirmed. That's not my prediction. I don't like it, but whatever. So, Daenerys, Mad Queen, confirmed. Jaime going to King's Landing to negotiate a truce, confirmed. And you think?
Murder-suicide, though.
Murder-suicide. Confirm.
Yeah,
Conf.
Yeah.
And also Jon going to end up in exile.
I wish I was going with you.
Confirmed. So I thought he's going to end up in the West, where nobody knows him and stuff, but it seems he will end up in the North as a free man, no house. Arya killed the Night King, yay, the hero of Winterfell, yay. But then Jon was getting also praise. It would have been better if Jon were the one to beat the White Walkers, whatever, in some way. And then he's a true hero, a real hero.
He climbed on a fucking dragon and fought. What kind of person climbs on a fucking dragon? A madman!
And a king! A hero king who doesn't want to be king, doesn't want to rule. This is a lot more powerful than whatever he is now, which is not very clear.
Even though it's a question of who is the hero. I mean, is he the one that organized and put everything together and brought all the people together? For me, it was a transition episode. It was between battles, between very important battles. After they had won the battle and they get to survive, to celebrate life.
Drinking again. I mean, before that, when they were drinking, it was more gloomy. It was, let's drink to forget our sorrows. Carpe diem. This could be our last day on earth. We might as well enjoy it with good wine. Okay.
And now it's just, there's this kind of feeling of maybe even omnipotence in a way. Once you survive something like that, you feel invincible. And you kind of forget the fact that you're going to another battle the next day and that you're not that invincible. And you could be injured, you could die. And
some people died. Daenerys felt omnipotent. You mentioned that as we were watching the episode with Gendry.
You are Lord Gendry Baratheon of Storm's End, the lawful son of Robert Baratheon, because that is what I have made you.
She has the power to, bestow all kinds of ranks and,
change the genetics retroactively of Gendry.
Right, exactly. Or not the genetics, but the social genetics of who counts as whom.
Right, just because I said so.
Yeah, I mean, it really shows how everything is constructed. Nothing is objective, nothing is natural. All you have to do is just be powerful enough to be able to decide, and then it's done. We had 2 divergenizations.
Is that a word?
A word I just made up because I have the power to construct words. And we had Arya and Gendry, of course, and we had Brienne and Jaime.
Okay.
And with Arya and Gendry, it was...
Divergenization.
Yeah, well, that's what it was.
Okay.
It was just I never had sex, I want to have sex, so let's have sex. It wasn't...
both of them, right.
Both of
both
them.
couples.
Yeah,
okay.
It wasn't as if, we love each other, we want to be a couple. Maybe that was afterwards. Afterwards, Gendry proposed, and Brienne also said to Jaime, stay with me.
Right.
But before that, it was just I never had sex before, so who's here, who's available?
So what was the difference between those two? Divergenization.
So the first act was more in the sense, again, I might die, so let's do it. I don't want to die a virgin or whatever. I always wanted to. That was one of the things on my list, not that list, the other list.
It's oops, I got mixed up with the list. Sorry. Okay, and Brienne and Jaime, it was more tender.
Yeah, it was more tender. It was more, we experienced something together. We experienced many things in the past together, but now we really experienced something, they serve together. You know, how often do you get to sleep like with your, you know, brothers in arms? You know, it's like very. I mean, yeah, it does happen a lot though in the army.
That brothers in arms sleep together?
I guess it does. I mean,
Have you been in battle?
no.
But you thought that Brienne will end up with Tormund.
I thought she would end up with Tormund. Of course, I was wrong.
He made a move.
He made several moves, but you know, every move, you know, made him more of a charmer than the last one.
So he didn't read the situation very well, I thought.
No, he didn't. No.
Even though it was funny, like who shit in my pants? That was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. His stories, you know, he always had these kind of elaborate, super weird stories.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And she wanted somebody gentle.
It's her first time, yeah. You don't want someone to...
And you could see during the episode how she opened up a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then she opened up, if you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean?
Please, subclass. Subclass. We are talking about a lady. No, she's a sir now, actually.
She's a sir. But then Jaime, when he had to choose between his better angels and his worst angels, that was also a highlight of the episode.
Yeah.
Stay with me,
She's a good actress.
please.
They both are. They're really great actors.
Stay.
I mean, it really reminded me of the scene between Jaime and Edmure at the...
River Run?
Yeah, at River Run. Again, Jaime repeats the fact that all he cares about is Cersei. All he wants to do is be near her. I mean, at first we thought that he replaced Cersei for Brienne because he also wanted to stay in Winterfell.
Right.
So he wanted to stay close to his woman.
But then it was like, in the war against Cersei, she might die? Oh my God, I didn't think about that. I have to go. Okay. That was a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, because he didn't think she might die when Daenerys had her full strength, right? When she went there with her full strength. But when Daenerys starting to lose, because he heard that Daenerys was losing her power, and then he went to King's Landing.
If Daenerys is losing, then she's going to go ballistic and burn everybody.
Cersei has wildfire, Daenerys has the dragon fire.
And what happens when dragon fire hits wildfire? We're going to see that in the next episode, right? Because there's wildfire all underneath the city. So it's very good that everybody's coming inside the walls to be protected.
Yeah.
So, but let's go back to the beginning. There's like a post-war depression. So John, we've compared him to Churchill several times. He gives his best Churchill impersonation, saying,
Everyone in this world owes them a debt that can never be repaid.
Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few.
And they're burning the bodies. And even though there are no White Walkers left, so no magic, right? Magic is finished for all the people who thought that magic will somehow magically return. I thought that was interesting. It was like, this is how traditions begin, right? Like in a few hundred years, someone will ask his dad, why do we burn bodies? Because a long, long time ago, there were some evil dudes who raised up the dead, and the only way not to be raised as the dead was to be burned. And I thought they were very, very lucky in that they found Ed's body in all the thousands of bodies over there. They were like, hey, this is our guy. So we've compared this alliance, this Stark Targaryen alliance, several times to the Second World War alliance between the Allies and the Soviet Union, and the Night King being Hitler and the Nazis. And once you defeat the Nazis, then the old grievances and the old tensions rise up to the surface, and then because it's much easier to cooperate when there's a common enemy.
Right.
There's no common enemy now. Lo and behold, tensions. Daenerys is looking at Jon. Oh man, you want to take my spot?
I saw the way they looked at you. I know that look. So many people have looked at me that way, but never here.
Jon is being King Sachi. That's in Hebrew, King Square. No, I have to tell the truth. Everything will be okay. Oh, yes, it will be okay. What a fucking idiot. She's like, no, it won't be okay.
I have to tell Sansa and I.
Sansa will want to see me gone and you on the Iron Throne.
She won't.
Oh, well, you're an idiot.
Yeah, Jon and Tyrion have that in common.
Both are idiots.
Trusting their sisters, for trusting their sisters.
But Bronn, which was the definite worst scene of the episode, when Bronn with Jaime and Tyrion somehow got into Winterfell with a bolt, no guards, no nothing, just like super simplistic and stupid. But there was one line there that I liked.
May I speak?
Why not? Only death will shut you up.
Nah. He's gonna lose his tongue. He's gonna move over to Sansa.
Lipstick Shelly.
He's gonna move over to Sansa, and then she will, I think, cut off his tongue because he's gonna lose his shit once she doesn't want him as her hand of the queen or something of the sort. And okay, so speaking of Sansa,
Yeah.
so she finally had a conversation with the Hound, and basically she told him,
Without Littlefinger and Ramsay and the rest, I would have stayed a little bird all my life.
I didn't like it.
yeah, I didn't like it. Why didn't you like it?
Because it's part of the theme in the last episodes. I mean, also Bran said that to Jaime and to Theon, and I mean, it's as if the whole destiny thing, the fact that people don't have free choice, it exonerates the perpetrators. No one needs to take accountability for their actions because it was supposedly done for the greater good, you know, and everything
of the plot,
the greater good of the plot. And at the end, we'll see that whatever happened was supposed to be, and that it turned out well, and that they all played a part. But this is not moral, you know? There is no morality here. You were supposed to do that in order to learn a lesson, and this and that. So, I mean, it's, no.
Sometimes shit happens. But maybe you could look at it another way, just say, all that terrible shit happened to me, and I made the most out of it because I can't go back in time and change what happened.
And then it is self-empowering and not self-defeating. And yeah, she said, "I'm glad it happened," basically.
So we have a Hound on the Couch video coming up this week. Boom, boom. And we were talking about him that he's asexual. That was very apparent in the episode now, right? He doesn't want to sleep with anyone. And Arya is with him now. So she had the guy who loves her and the guy who treats her like shit and is asexual. And she preferred this guy so she can treat him like shit back.
Yeah.
They have this fun little banter.
Yeah.
They can have like a spin-off or something.
Yeah.
On the road again. On the road again.
Give you one try, girl. Someone worse than me would find you.
There's no one worse than you.
Little lady wants a pony.
The little lady wants away from your stench.
Yeah, I wonder what was the nature of the relationship, like the imagined relationship that the Hound had with Sansa. Was it really something of like a romantic sexual sort, or was it just wanting to have a companion and someone to take care of? Because, I mean...
Also, so Arya just left Winterfell. Just a moment ago, she was like, oh, this is our home, our family. And then she just left and I'm never going to come back. She didn't even say goodbye to Sansa.
Right.
I'm guessing she left because of what she heard from Jon, that he's not her brother, and then she just felt, okay, there's trouble. But I didn't like it that they just cut away from the scene. I felt they just didn't know, talking about them, they didn't know how to write it well. I wanted to see their faces as they learn that he's not their brother. Fucking 8 seasons. No, you're not a brother? What? Get out! Nah! Cut. Okay, let's wrap it up. Boom. So we're gonna post our Q&A video tomorrow. Also this week we're gonna post our first Psychology in Movies video about the father archetypes in movies.
And in Game of Thrones.
We'll have some Game of Thrones, but also a lot of other movies. Lion King, The Truman Show, Star Wars.
Oh, no, we have more. Okay.
You have more, don't remember.
Yeah.
And also, if you haven't watched, I posted earlier today our review with Theo Ganji, new dad. Tell him, congratulate him in the comments.
Mazal Tov.
Mazal Tov, a review of Avengers Endgame. Watch it. Boom. Or listen to it. It's in our podcast. There's also a book, a Game of Thrones book, to further enhance our experience of the season. It's a vast YouTube collaboration, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of different angles. We co-wrote a chapter, I wrote another chapter, Theo wrote a chapter, looks at the story from all kinds of different angles. It's already an Amazon bestseller in several categories. You can find it on an ebook, print edition, or audiobook. Link in the description. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you patrons for supporting the channel. It is definitely appreciated. So we'll see you all next time. Bye everybody.
Bye.
GOT Academy is sponsored by our patrons.